Hi, I'm Cameron Bourne, and I'm going to share with you my senior project. I signed up for senior project because I knew it would be the perfect investment for my future. I love being independent, and this would allow me to reach out into the real world without doing anything that was enforced by a teacher. My project would be in the field of fashion because I've absolutely loved fashion since I was younger. I believe that you can tell a lot about a person just from what they're wearing. Like, from me, you can probably tell maybe a little weird or funky. I like to stand out. Whereas if I was wearing like a white shirt, you'd probably say that I was trying to fit in or just being like normal. And this summer, I was really lucky to participate in a 3 week course at a top fashion school, Parsons, in Manhattan. And it really ignited my flame for the fashion industry. I know that's what I want to go into for my future. And then after New York City, I went up to Boston at Saks Fifth Avenue and met with Chrissy Sack, who is a personal shopper and ambassador for Valentino, and now she's my mentor for this project. So my field work for this project is working at Saks Fifth Avenue and also meeting with people. For my work at Saks, I have boosted the Instagram. I've put together looks and stuff for the website. I've organized the Valentino shop, gotten models for our clothing, helped pick things for clients like outfits, and then meeting with people. I've not only met with a ton of people at Saks and just asked them about what they do in that store, but also with a rep for Jason Wu, who is notable for designing for Melania Trump and Michelle Obama. I just kind of asked them tips for me breaking into the fashion industry and also like how they did it and what they did, what steps they took. And by the end of this year for my project, I hope to have my own Cameron Bourne clothing line ready to be distributed and sold. From my work at Saks, I quickly knew what I wanted to do my research paper on. I've become very interested in why clothing can be so cheap and so expensive. Like at Saks, I saw a shirt that looked like it was from the mall for $10, but it was $800. And I know some of it is a markup, but also I've been doing research, and some of it is a result of this thing called fast fashion. And fast fashion is companies like H&M, Primark, Zara, or Forever 21 who steal looks straight from the runway and produce them immediately at unbelievably low prices. And with those great prices and like constant changing, people don't think twice. They just buy it and they love it. But they have to realize that that low price comes at a cost, and that cost is the environment and also the people. Those clothing companies have been known for using workers that work in sweatshops and get very low pay, and also adding chemicals into their clothing, which makes it so cheap, but those chemicals are harming the environment. Little microfibers are getting into waterways and killing fish, and also the pollution's getting into the air, killing birds. It's really not good for the environment, but nobody wants to think twice because it's so cheap and everyone's buying it for, and everyone's looking really fashionable, but it's just not a good way to go about this. And I can be called like the earthy crunchy kid, and but I also know that a lot of people, even after knowing the environmental harm these companies are putting on the environment, just won't really care. But I want to do my best job in making people care about the environment, which is why my clothing is not only gonna like promote environmental health and like in being environmentally conscious, but also my clothing will be made out of the best material and created in the most moral way. My learning stretch for this project will consist of studying how to create and manufacturing clothing, as well as starting and managing a brand. Although I've spent a while at Parsons and I have a background in art, I still don't know how or where to manufacture clothing, or even like just the materials, what to make it out of. I also don't know a lot with business. I'm gonna have to learn a lot with how to market the brand and turn a profit with it, because that's always a good thing with the business. You don't want to go bankrupt. Um, and after the senior project is done, I know it's going to give me a jump start for the future. My senior project will prepare me for my future in the fashion field like crazy. I'll understand what to do and what not to do from all my meetings and also my work at Saks. And I'll also have a better understanding what area I want to go into, because there's so many different sectors nowadays. There's marketing, manufacturing, pattern making, um, entrepreneurship. There's so many different areas you can go into with the fashion field, and I want to be almost certain of what I want to do. And also, this experience will give me connections for the fashion field, which will set me on top of the game because I've already started gaining connections at Saks. I've been told I'm hired for life, which is really comforting for me. But also, I've put my Saks work on my resumes, and that's something that schools are really looking forward to. The fashion industry is something that's very, very competitive, and one of the advantage, or really almost like the only advantage you have, is your connections. If you don't have any connections, then there's no way you're going to be found out, or there's no way you're really going to have a career in the fashion industry. Connections are essential. So thank you for listening to my senior project. I'm so excited for this year, and I hope you come along for the ride.